of the cosmopolitan town, who waited all day long into the darkness of the night. The youth of the area pledged their allegiance to the ruling party, assuring Babugay Sonko of their support and willingness to work with him for the interest of the party. All the speakers were unanimous in assuring a massive victory for the APRC. Honorable Kebage of Jokadu and Bakari Jaite, admin secretary 2 at the APRC Political Bureau, warned the youth to desist from power struggle and distance themselves from violent politics. The deputy youth mobilizer, Pa Malik Sise, underscored the importance of the tour, explaining the meaningful role of the youth during the upcoming elections. For the national youth mobilizer, the APRC is a peaceful party which is development-oriented, and therefore no other party can stand in their way. He told the crowded hall that 1 year after elections, no Gambian youth will think of risking his or her life in the rough Atlantic. Instead, establishing a business in the country will be the priority of Gambian youths. He finally advised the youths to be united in their common drive to support the APRC party. Next was another mass political rally at Kaur in the Lower Salem constituency. For the people of Lower Salem, their standpoint is clear. They have and will always be on the side of the ruling APRC party. For them, they have never sided with the opposition, and the area will remain a no-go area for the opposition, and they will vote massively for President Jammeh. In an emotional address to the people of his native Kaur, the deputy youth mobilizer Pa Malik Sise urged the people of Salem to vote overwhelmingly for President Jammeh and the APRC. The national youth mobilizer thanked the people of Salem for their unflinching loyalty to the APRC. He advised the youths to come out on polling day to exercise their constitutional right and vote for President Jammeh. The tour continues with meetings in Janjambure, Basse, and Jarasoma respectively. Momodes Jalo, GRTs.
The steering committee of the Gambia Bridge, or the Yulitanda Babatanda Crossing Point to be more precise, recently held its maiden meeting. The synergy held in camera heard from stakeholders from across the sub-region and officials of the consulting firm hired to carry out feasibility studies on the implementation of the project. Louis Mendy covered the media briefing that followed, and he now reports.
Of ECOWAS, OMVG, and African Union and their member states, mainly Senegal, the Gambia, and Guinea-Bissau, is aimed at obtaining views and guidance from stakeholders on the construction of a bridge in Yilitenda-Babatenda crossing point, as well as creating a sense of ownership of the bridge for the concerned states. The EU support project through the EU-African Infrastructure Partnership is aimed at having some key infrastructural projects in the continent implemented on trans-African highways to ease regional trade and transportation. This forum thus acknowledged the need for the establishment of a bridge in this port understood to be the busiest crossing point linking the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, and Senegal.
It is a crucial link on the trans-African highway from Lagos to Dakar. So it's important for those countries which are straddled by that corridor in terms of promoting trade and production opportunities. And the bridge is recommended on this corridor. So its construction will help up trade flows and trade flows across the corridor. Importance of Gambia as well as to the region, to the sub-region in the West African countries.
As you are all aware, in ECOWAS, like in all other RECs, recognized RECs in Africa, we have adopted the corridor approach to deepening. The Gambia River Bridge project is of so much significance to us that in 2000, a tripartite committee comprising the ECOWAS Commission, the European Union Commission, and the African Development Bank was set up in Niamey, the Republic of Niger, in 2005 to promote the development of this bridge. In ECOWAS, in as much as the bridge seeks to link or to improve commuting between our two member states, that is the Republic of Gambia and the Republic of Senegal, it is also important for us in the sense that it is one of the bottlenecks to the development of one of, perhaps I would say, a remaining corridor which we very much intend to develop, and that is the Dakar, Banjul, Bissau, and Conakry transport corridor.
According to Camara, the African Union will work closely with OMVG and ECOWAS in addressing matters of the bridge construction, its management, operation, as well as its transportation facilitation measures. Mott MacDonald is a contracted firm for the implementation of the bridge. The fact that this crossing point is within the Gambia territory, the government of the Gambia, through the Ministry of Works, Construction and Infrastructure, is expected to assume a lead role in the implementation of the bridge. The Ilitenda-Bambatenda crossing point has for many years been a point of concern for regional authorities. With the news of the establishment of the major bridge in the offing, it is hoped that this will bolster sub-regional trade and transportation, especially between the Gambia, Senegal, and Guinea-Bissau. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Former High Court judge and private legal practitioner Moses Richards has been found guilty of giving false information to a public servant and sedition by a court presided over by Principal Magistrate Taiwo Adeli Alagbe. GRTS's Ibrahim Ajata was there when the magistrate read out his verdict, and this is his report.
With the fate of a legal practitioner hanging in the balance, a teeming group of senior lawyers and members of the bar crowded the lower court in Banjul even before proceedings in the judgment commenced. Prosecution was represented by Simon Abe, the Deputy Director of Special Litigations, while the defense, which comprised of the entire Bar Association, was led by lead counsel Antuman Gay. After reviewing the two-count charge of false information and sedition against the former High Court judge, the presiding magistrate Taiwo Ade Alagbe, who earlier overruled a defense application for the court to give evidence of the judicial notice which allows him to preside over the judgment, gave a rundown of the evidence led by both parties and the exhibits tendered during the trial, in which prosecution called only 2 witnesses. Several witnesses, including the accused, also testified for the defense. Prosecutors had alleged that Moses Richards knowingly gave false information to the Sheriff of the Gambia in stating that the President ordered a stay of execution of the writ of possession in a civil suit at the High Court, with intent to stall the execution of the said writ. The former High Court judge is also said to have published a letter to the Sheriff of the Gambia stating that the President has ordered the stay of execution of a writ of possession in the civil suit, with intent to bring into contempt the person of the President. Moses Richards had testified that it was the Jabang Alkalo who came to him with matters related to an order for a stay of execution on the plot in Jabang village. The main contention of his defense was that he wrote the letter under the Alcalo's authority and in his capacity as a lawyer. Did the former judge actually write the letter? Was he aware that the information was false? Where did he find authentication to write the document? And did he write the letter with seditious intention, where the questions the presiding magistrate outlined for consideration in his final analysis? Magistrate Alagbe eventually found Moses Richards guilty as charged and stated that the letter written by the accused is seditious and his act a calculated move. Lead counsel Antuman Gay subsequently delivered a long-winded plea of mitigation on behalf of his client, asking the court to use its vast discretion to impose a fine instead of a custodial sentence. The risk here, according to the counsel, is to have the former judge meeting the same people he sent to the jails.
That is a judgment is a court that is binding not only on the High Court but on this court. What we are trying to do, which is important in this case, you are dealing with a former magistrate and a judge. So, as was stated in Jabali, to impose a custodial sentence and then expose it to the danger of mixing up with people that he might have sent there himself.
As a first offender, lawyer Gay cited several legal authorities which rule against inflicting custodial sentences on first-time offenders. The presiding magistrate Taiwo Alagbe subsequently sentenced the convict to serve 6 months imprisonment for the first count and 3 years on count 2. Since both crimes were committed in the same jurisdiction, the presiding magistrate